Here's something that's gonna change how you look at every food photo you've ever taken. Most of what you see when you look at your content isn't the food, it's everything around it. The surface it's sitting on, the background behind it, the textures and the colors framing the dish. Get that stuff right and suddenly a $20 plate of pasta looks like it belongs in a Michelin-starred restaurant. Get it wrong and a $100 steak looks like it came out of a microwave. Think about it this way. You've got a beautifully plated dish. Chef nailed it, colors are vibrant, garnish is perfect, everything looks incredible in person. Now you set it down on a chipped white plate on a stainless steel prep counter under fluorescent lighting, and you take a photo. It looks like hospital food. Take that same dish, put it on a warm wooden surface, suddenly it looks like something worth driving across town for. The food didn't change, everything around it did. That's the power of surfaces and backgrounds. So let's talk about what works. Wood is your best friend in this space. Reclaimed wood, walnut, oak, live edge, or anything with natural grain and warmth. These surfaces photograph beautifully and they make food look more inviting. One more thing to watch for, avoid high gloss finishes. Glossy surfaces create reflections that compete with your subject and they're a nightmare to light around. You want matte or natural finish. The texture of the wood should be visible, but it shouldn't be shinier than the food sitting on it. Stone and concrete are great when you want a cooler, more modern feel. A slate surface or a concrete tile gives you contrast against colorful food and cocktails. It reads as sophisticated and upscale. Dark stone under a bright cocktail makes that drink pop off the screen. It's a completely different mood than wood. More editorial, more intentional, both work, they just tell different stories. Now here's one that trips people up, linen and tablecloths. White tablecloths in particular almost never photograph well. The creases show, the fabric catches weird shadows, and if you've got light colored food on a white plate on a white tablecloth, you've got zero contrast and the whole image looks washed out. There's nothing for the eye to grab onto. That said, fabric can work really well as a background element rather than a surface. A textured couch, a velvet chair, a draped curtain behind your subject. Those add depth and visual interest without competing with the food. Just keep fabric out from under the plate in most cases. Backgrounds are a separate conversation from surfaces. The surface is what the food sits on. The background is what's behind it. And the key with backgrounds is they should complement, never distract. A blurred out back bar with bottles and warm lighting, that's beautiful. It gives context without pulling attention. A busy wall with posters and signage right behind your subject in sharp focus, that's competing with your food. You want the viewer's eye to go to the dish or the drink first. Everything else supports it. Props and styling elements are the finishing layer. Fresh herbs, a glass of wine next to the plate, intentional cutlery placement, a linen napkin folded on the side, these create context. They tell the viewer this isn't just about food sitting on a table, it's a moment. 2 or 3 supporting elements is usually plenty. More than that and it starts to look cluttered. Every prop in the frame should have a reason to be there. If it doesn't add to the story, pull it out. Here's the practical move I want you to take from this. Always bring a surface option with you to a shoot. Always. A single board, a nice piece of reclaimed wood, a dark slate tile, whatever fits the brand you're shooting for. Because here's what happens in the real world. You show up to a restaurant and the tables have a finish that catches every light source in the room. Or the countertops are a color that clashes with the food. Or there's just nothing visually interesting for your hero dish to sit on. When you bring your own surface, you've got a guaranteed fallback that you know photographs well. It takes up almost no space in the bag and it saves you from trying to make a bad surface work when you should be focused on the food. Make sure whatever you bring aligns with the brand that you're shooting for. A rustic wood board doesn't make sense for a sleek modern cocktail bar. A dark slate surface doesn't fit a bright, colorful brunch spot. Match the surface to the vibe and everything in the frame will feel cohesive.